Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Contemporary Cardboard, and today we have a fun unboxing. It's the latest game from Buffalogames, and I think it's also done by Pandasaurusgames, but Buffalogames has brought out Apollo. The full title is Apollo, a game inspired by NASA missions, moon missions. That's kind of a long name. We'll just call it Apollo going forward. But this has caught my eye because I am a big space fan. Not the biggest, but definitely enjoy the theme. Love the Apollo missions. And take a look at the back there. Give you a little sneak peek of what's going on. I didn't know that much about this game other than it looks beautiful. The art is by Gameplay by someone very awesome. I'm so sorry. I thought I had that in my head, but then I blanked on it. But it is designed by Jonathan Gilmore and Sarah Adson, which are some great names that you might be familiar with. But let's cut into this guy here. Let's jump to the 2-box. Bang! Got my handy dandy box cutter here. Still has the stickers that I'm not super fond of, but there's actually only 2 as opposed to 4. So bang, just like that, we are off to the races with the unboxing. So let's crack this open here, and oh, look at that. That's pretty cool. One giant leap for mankind. And this is a board? Yes, it is. So that's a footprint. That represents Neil Armstrong's footprint on the moon. That's pretty sick. Not gonna lie there. And then, so this is the Gemini mission board. So each round or each action, you're going to go down the track here, and you need to complete certain actions by certain stages. That's the Gemini missions. They happen first, and then the Apollo for your those keeping track at home. The history buffs out there. So we got the rule book, instruction manual, which is pretty nifty here. This kind of goes over the mission objectives. I love the art. I'm going to look that up, who did the art, because I really dig it. This is kind of like if you played, I almost said Flux, which I know is incorrect. Fuse. I knew it was an F game, where you have a certain amount of time to roll dice and assign dice to do certain actions. And so the different actions are flight control, power distribution, life support, experiments, communications. That's what you're doing as an astronaut. So that it's one person is playing mission control, and they have secret hidden information behind a shield, and everybody else is playing as the astronauts, assigning dice. But there are still some stuff that there's a little mini side mission here that mission control does sometimes. But so it's a 2 to 5 players, and it's the more players you have, the more astronauts you have. But it is a cooperative game, trying to keep the astronauts alive and complete the missions. So here we have crisis boards. We have 4 of them, it looks like, single-sided. And this is the little side missions that that mission control sometimes has to do. I believe it's during when a crisis happens. Certain crises, at least, I should say. Give you a little extra zoom in here. So I believe there's polyominoes that you have to roll dice to earn, and then you lay them on the circuit board to get from one corner to the other, but you can't go over the those red circuits. So you have to avoid you have to avoid that fan in the corner there. So you got to get from point A to point B using the correct polyominoes, and again, you're also under a time limit. I feel like that kind of equates to, if you've seen Apollo 13, the movie, that's kind of like the engineers trying to put a square peg in a round hole when it comes to the air filters. Love that movie so much. Oh, here we go. We got a nice thick board here. Thick boy. This is... zoom in. Use this here. So this is double thickness. This is really thick, but because this is recessed down here, and there are going to be, I'll show you in a minute, sliders. You just put them in here, and then they slide back and forth. Represents the health of the 5 different systems, as you can see, and the penalties, or the mostly the penalties, but sometimes the benefit if it's if you do enough experiments, you get some bonuses here. But I want to keep the health in the green there, at least in the white. So we saw the Gemini mission board. I believe you have a little bit more to do here in the Apollo missions, because bang, look at this gorgeousness. This is awesome. So the Gemini missions, you only had to go around. They happen first. You have to do the this is kind of the entry level, right? They just went around Earth a couple times and then came back to land. But Apollo, if you unfamiliar, you have to go land on the moon, blast off, and successfully land. And this is nice presentation here. Oh, that's pretty cool too. This little art on the back there, logo, really. But I love the presentation and the art. That's a nice solid, was it trifold there board? So here, let's see, we got next. This looks like, this is the flight control. So this represents the panel on the spaceship that the astronaut or astronauts are on, and this is the different areas that you assign your dice, and there's different requirements. So to complete a flight stage depends on, there's going to be the different stages. There's some cards that we're going to see in a little bit, have different requirements to complete the current stage. Then we have different to repair each of the systems. Have to set the dice there, and then up here in the different locations, in order to sorry, this is to repair. So in order to do the power distribution action, requires only black dice, and the higher the pit value, the more benefits you get. So this would be the number of dice equals the number of adjustments. I can't remember what that does, unfortunately. This gains you plus or minus tokens. I do remember that, which helps. Sorry. So back up. So power distribution, that helps balance the system level. So it gives you more adjustments to fixing for mission control to decide which systems to fix, if I remember correctly. Life support gives you plus or minus tokens, which help you like turn a 5 into a 4 or a 5 into a 6, but you can't turn a 6 into a 1, and you can't turn a 1 into a 6. But you get tokens. Speak of the devil, right here. It gives you these plus or minus tokens. So you guys punch those out. But lets you turn dice into other pit values and other numbers. This goes towards, put dice here towards experiments, which are hidden information to the astronauts. There we go. But mission control knows what needs to happen in the experiment, and they can use comm tokens to help increase the chances. So they've got some comm tokens here. We'll take a look at those in a second to help communicate more information. But that's a resource you have to manage as a mission control player. And then, speaking of, you can gain more comm tokens by sending dice to the communications. So nothing on the back there, but again, love the design. So let's take a quick look at comm tokens here. So I believe that they can either spend them as comm tokens. These are nice and thick here. So you either spend them as comm tokens, and some of them are comm. They say comm on both sides. So that just lets you give a piece of information to the astronauts, right? But some of them, as you can see here, well, they all say comm at least on one side, but then some of them have special abilities, like so. So this one is add 1 die to a roll. So you can either use it as a comm or use its special ability. We also have plus one to any system. So that just lets the mission control operator player increase heal a system. And these tokens are only going to be used by mission control, whereas the plus minus tokens, which they should all be the same. That's all pluses, all minuses. Those are used by the astronauts. So yeah, they're all pluses and minuses. There's little extra tokens on there. We'll take a look in a second. Those tokens are used by the astronauts. So here we go. Transfer damage from a roll. So you can reassign damage on this guy, with that token I should say. And then any color die. So here we go. Some requirements, I believe it's the power distribution can only use black color dice, life support can only use yellow color dice. If the mission control op has this token, they can spend it to break that rule temporarily. And so there's quite a few there, just comms only, as you can see. Hopefully you can see that. So we got a bunch of them, and then we got a whole another sheet here of comms. And again, mostly comms. We have 4 more special ability tokens, and then 8 more comm only tokens. And then here we go. Here's those polyominoes I was talking about. Let me pop out a couple here. These came out really cool. So they are. Oh, looks like you can't. They cannot go. You can't mirror. They're not mirrored. You can't mirror them. As you can see, so those sides you do not use. You have to use these sides. It looks like. I'm not going to look it up in the rules right now, but I would imagine because they're not. The art's not the same on both sides. You can only use this as an L, not as an L. Is that an L? That is an L. I'm looking at it backwards. Sorry. So you would have during your 4-minute timer, in order to use this piece, you have to roll 2 6s, and you just keep rolling dice, and you can roll 1 6, you can save it, and just try roll another 6. I think you only get 2 dice, but the astronauts can give you can sacrifice one of their dice that they can't use the rest of the round, but they can help you roll doubles. So double 6, double 5. But then we got some triples here. You need 3 6s for this big L right here, the big L. We got a triple 5er. So it looks like there are, just to look at the rest here, you can see that there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So there is 6 pieces that require doubles and 6 pieces that require triples of each number, right? So triple 1s through 6s, doubles 1 through 6s. So there you go. That's pretty cool. I could see that being a fun little side mission. Like I said, that's like the engineers, the guy in the chair, right? Back at Mission Control, trying to fix it from home. Gives the Mission Control guy a little under the pressure time limit thing. Because other than that, they're not really under the pressure, under the time constraint that the astronauts normally are, I believe. I only watched one little video prior to this. This looks like just a cool, poster. That's pretty sick. This is Artemis. Artemis is the it's the missions to send Americans back to the moon. So that is just straight up just awesomeness. Humanity's return to the moon. This time we stay in 2024. NASA.gov/special/Artemis. Pretty sick. This will be the first woman on the moon too, which is nice. And I believe Artemis is a female god of a Greek god, I believe, goddess. Sorry. And then here we go. This is the flight damage board. That's for the astronauts as well. So this will go right like so. When they first roll dice, they assign dice to the different systems, and every spot that is still open, that's how much damage is assigned to the different system that the corresponding system will get damaged at Mission Control, and the slider will reflect that. And then 6s can once 1 through 5 is assigned, 6s can be kind of used as a wild to go anywhere else to help fill in. You get to decide what to damage or to save. So let's take a look at the dice here. We've got 6 black dice and 6 yellow dice, and they have the. I said pips earlier. They're not pips. They're just printed numbers here, but you can take a look. They're nice, printed on there, but heat printed, I believe. They're not going to get rubbed off or anything like that. They definitely give that Fuse look, because I believe Fuse also has these types of numbers, but that's cool. That's fine. We've got some pawns here. I believe this one here is kind of interesting looking. We got a sticker arm. Ooh, they got stickers on them. They're pre-stickered, so thanks for that. But it's Not exactly sure what that's supposed to represent. I know this helps when it comes to the experiments. They bust out an experiments card. Where would that? If I was an experiments card, where would I be? These are crisis cards, which we'll talk about in a second. And then they might be in these awesome looking packs here. So these look like food packets, and are they hermetically sealed? It looks like they are. That is pretty sick. So the Gemini missions are in this food pouch. The Apollo missions are in this food pouch. That's just really cool. You get some real world information, history on the pouches, and I believe on some of the cards too, because this is all legit real world stuff. But the marker, the black pawn, I guess, yeah. Do I tear it or just? Okay, so you don't have to tear it this way. You just pop it that way. So okay, so here we go. We've got stage cards, Gemini stage cards, and here are the experiments. So here we go. Let's talk about the experiments. So we have ones there. So you need to have, what is that? Three yellow ones that need to be just assigned to the experiments board on the experiments board here. So they roll some dice like this, and the mission control would use this counter. This is all this card and this token are behind the sheet, so you can see a yellow one has been applied to the experiment. So you're just going to move the tick up here, and I believe you don't even say how many has been completed. You just do that. You can spend comm tokens to communicate ones, right? And you can use another comm token to say yellow. So then they have all the information they need. Astronauts can keep assigning dice, bang, and then you just take it up there, and then they can spend their plus minus tokens to turn this into a 1 here, and then you would complete it, and then for free you get to inform them of the bonus. And I believe it's got some information here. The bioassay of human fluids experiment. This experiment obtained data to study the effects of space flight on several of the systems of the human body by measuring alterations in body chemistry. So that gives you some nice information of what that experiment represents, and it gives you the benefit and in-game benefit. This one happens to be plus 2 comm tokens and plus 2 plus or minus tokens. So everybody gets a little bonus there. And you can see there's different experiments. So this is collect 3, collect 4 of those dice, collect 5 4s. Wow. So you can see there. You shuffle those up and you randomly assign those. And then we have the stage cards, which we'll come back to the stage, the Gemini board. There are 5 stages in the Gemini mission, and these will all come out fully separated out here somewhere on the table. You can see I'm running out of room. It wouldn't be an unboxing video if we didn't make a complete mess, right? So you have to complete each stage in order before you can move on to the next step. And you cannot start next stage until you completed the previous stage. So to launch, you just flip this card over, and you get some beautiful art. Look at that. That is gorgeous. Hopefully you can see that without too much glare. I'm trying to work on the glare. Hopefully that comes off nice and clean. Look at that. And then we've got stage 2 that requires 4 dice that are of all the same color and of all the same value. So, these dice can be assigned here, and then for the rest of the stage, astronauts have 3 less dice to work with, but they are very close to completing. And then once they complete that, this card would flip over, and then you get some more beautiful art showing you. So that was we did a maneuver. So that shows the result of stage 2 there, and then so on and so forth. We've got rendezvous and dock with the target vehicle. It requires 3 yellow dice of the same value and 3 black dice of the same value. And I'm not going to spoil the rest of the art. Nah, I will. So the unboxing, you kind of want to see this stuff, right? And then this reminds me of so much of From the Earth to the Moon, the miniseries on HBO. If you haven't watched it, I highly recommend. It should be on HBO Max right now. There's stage 4. That's the re-entry, and there's the atmosphere. Requires all the same color of dice, so it doesn't matter the pip value, or does it? They've got arrows. This says all the same color. Does it have to be in increasing order? It might be. And then splashdown. The Gemini crew must meet the 3 system levels upon splashdown. So you just have to have at least life support at level 2, flight control level 3, and have at least 3 experiments completed. And then you've got the splashdown art, which is beautiful. So that is the Gemini food pack, which again I think is just so cool. That Mylar, and you think there's astronaut ice cream in there, right? Space ice cream. So we slide this in here. We'll do that later. Let's just move on. The other tokens, we kind of went on a little tangent here. These, I believe, these are astronaut tokens that I believe I've been told they don't do a whole lot. They're not like mandatory. They're just kind of help to show what has been done or who has done what, but not super necessary. Let's see here. We've got little standees, which I believe are for these guys right here. Remove each of these 2 pawns from the board and place them each in their plastic stands. Boom. Let's do that right now. So we have an Apollo logo standee token. Ooh, that takes some. Here we go. Like you were a little tough to squeeze in there, and then we have the Gemini. So imagine, like, once these are on, you don't need to take them off. They're small enough. They're not taking up too much space. So again, this is pretty chunky cardboard. I don't want to bend it either. But so these represent the spacecraft as they go from stage to stage. So stage 1, blast off, and mission control for every round will move, or every turn, right? We'll move this guy around. So we got the Gemini logo on its standee. And then we have the Apollo logo. So there's that. We're getting close here. We've got... We'll take just a quick gander at the Apollo ice cream baggie. And again, you don't have to tear this way. You just have to open up the seal there. Got to keep these missions fresh and hermetically sealed here. So we have to do 5 experiments right here during a Apollo mission. I believe it's 5. And you can see that these are very similar. Collect 4 1s, collect 3 2s. And there's definitely more of them. This is a bigger stack. And again, these are randomized. But they're all very similar. And then again, they represent a different experiment. Once you find out, once you complete it, what experiment you've completed and what benefit you get. And then we've got 8 stages as opposed to the 5. So we've got, flip to start. Whoop. And then once you blast off, look at that. That is gorgeous. And then we've got equal. We got a lot. We get more complicated here. We've got they're all the same color. Ready to ignite the rocket. Look at that. Set the course for the moon. Did that show up there? Sorry. Bang. And then we've got to rearrange the vessels and separate from the Saturn V. That's stage 3. So we have to collect all the same dice, and then we have to have 3 dice equal the sum of 2 other dice. Wowzers! So we have to do math. Holy cow! So that's Earth orbit rendezvous. Easy for me to say. So you have to take the lem out of the stage 2 there. I believe it's the stage 2. We have to enter moon orbit, so we have to have 3 equal yellow dice followed by separate vessels. So we have to separate the command module from the lem, and that requires 4 black colored dice that equal each other but different than the 4 yellow dice that have been used. And then look at that. Got the astronauts in the lem. Only 2 went down out of the 3. And then we've got descent maneuvers, 4 sequential numbers with alternating dice colors. Interesting. And then land on the surface. Must be the 2 numbers not used above. Oh. And then we get to walk on the moon. Look at that. One small step for man. One small step. I'm not tired. You're tired. One small step for me. One giant leap for mankind. One small step for man. One giant leap for mankind. There we go. It's been a long day, folks. Lift off from moon surface requires all the same colored dice that equal value, and then dock with the command module orbiting the moon. So this is heading home. 3 yellow dice that equal, and then 3 black colored dice that equal. So that is moon orbit rendezvous on the return home, and then re-enter the Earth's atmosphere. Looks like we have to have sequential numbers there. Stage 7. And then splash down. Apollo crew must meet these systems. Life support 2, flight control 3, and experiments 3. And that gives us the gorgeous splashdown. Heck to the yeah. We've got a massive turn token, which has some art of us walking and talking on the moon. And then the last little bit here, look, we've got some plastic bits all in one baggie. And these are cool. These are little alert tokens. So kind of think of these as if you played... I'm sorry, I stopped mid-sentence because I feel like I'm missing something. I think I might be missing something. There's nothing in the lid. Huh. This is the board for the astronauts, right? Yes. But there needs to be a shield to separate the mission control board from the view of the astronauts. Am I just... And it's themed to look like a board, the computer board that the computer systems that you see mission control sit at to communicate with the astronauts, and I don't see that. Well, that's a first. I'm not crazy, folks, right? Like, always check under the insert, because you never know, and there is nothing under the insert. I know, I mentioned earlier, it's been a long day. One small step for man, one giant leap for mankind. So, yeah. This poster is not... That's just a poster. Yeah, I think I am missing... Yeah, there's Yeah, there should be a divider. This guy, this alert guy, goes on top of said divider. So if I'm mission control, right, and we're looking down here at the close-up cam, I'm mission control. This sits down on the, pretend this is the divider. Okay, let me tilt this up. Hi. So this right here sits. It flips up, and this gives an alert to the astronauts. So I'm informing you, the astronaut, hey, alert, alert. And so there's 3 of those, and then there's a comms or down, so there's no communications is broken. You just flip that up and say, I can't communicate anymore. You have to get comms working on the board on your get comms working, right? And then we flip that back down so you can communicate again. Yeah, I know I'm not the most professional unboxer. I fully admit that. I am, I'm also doing this live right now. Actually, I don't even know. Do we have anybody chatting on the chats? But so here you go. Here's these guys that I teased earlier, which I think is pretty cool. These go in like so. So master can keep track. Why is this one being a pain? There we go. So that's very sturdy. That's not going to accidentally get bumped. You really got to work on your forearm strength there to slide these puppies. So they're not. That's nice. I like that. Component quality is super good. Here's the other one. With the exception of the missing divider board, which is pretty crucial in a game that has hidden information. You know, it's similar to if you played Mysterium, you have that privacy board that I am triple checking it again. Nothing fell on the floor because everything was here. Alrighty, I'm going to be reaching out to Buffalogames. Give them a heads up. Because I think this game just came out. Hopefully they're aware already. We still have crisis cards to take a look at. So once, it's a good thing I added these guys in. So once a system gets down to crisis, you'll get the master control. I don't want to use my box cutter on these. I'm scared because I don't want to damage the cards. I also don't want to bend the cards. So once a system gets... I also don't want to cut myself. I'm live on YouTube. I don't want to do it in private either. I don't want to ever cut myself. That's fully closed. Oh! So once a system, dang dong, y'all. Don't want to use my teeth either, for obvious reasons. I am trying to still be entertaining and not kill myself or cut myself. Done with the knife. There we go. 18th time is the charm. Once any system goes into crisis, every system has its own little crisis deck. Crisis alert. There we go. Crisis alert, right? So that's for power distribution. Then we've got life support. All 5 systems, right? You shuffle them up, each deck separately. Once communications gets into a crisis, you flip over the corresponding crisis, and at the bottom it says right here. This one says astronauts. You can see, hopefully you can see that here. So this information will be given for free to the astronauts. They need to resolve that crisis in order to repair the corresponding system. So this is a crisis for power distribution. It's a system failure. Mission Control must complete the crisis puzzle. So that's this guy here in time before astronauts can complete any other actions. So that's a little side mission. Like I said, square peg round hole. And then we've got mission. So it's the same thing. Mission Control. So this one is for Mission Control crisis. Declare power distribution. Decrease power distribution track by -1 on each roll. So they need to. You just have to do that, and I don't think you have to tell. You have to spend communication code token in order to tell them tell the astronauts that if you think it's wise, if you are able to. But they know there's a crisis and need to communicate. I think you need to spend a comm panel or token to inform them. They only have 2 turns to do it. Otherwise, they just know, like, we need to fix that. We need to fix it. So you can see there's a whole stack of different ones. Here's a comms one. Decrease the experiments track 1 track on each roll. That's not good. But that one doesn't have a limit to the number of rounds. So that one I just showed you right here, mission failure after 2 rounds. If this is not completed within 2 rounds, it's game over. Just game over. Mission failure. But that doesn't look like that's only on a couple of them, it looks like. Yeah. I'm not going to go through that full stack, but those are crisis. And I'm having a crisis myself because I'm missing that really cool board. In the meantime, I'll just use the lid. Not as cool, but still pretty cool because, yeah, there is no divider boardy thingy. There's a lot in this game already. Don't get me wrong. But yeah. Boom. Right? Boom. We talked about that. Yep. Nice boards. Like nice thick cardboard all around. I feel like I made a mistake. That's just me, though, because I've made plenty. If this is your first time watching, you want a good laugh, look at some of my other videos, the ones that are still online. And not on video. I made plenty of those. That's because that's just called being human. Yeah. That seems to be everything in the box minus the divider, which is really unfortunate. I will let them know. That's it, folks. Thanks for watching. I'm trying to get more concise, but that is Apollo, a game inspired by NASA moon missions, aka Apollo, by Buffalogames, in sponsorship with, or in tandem with, Pandasaurusgames. Thanks for watching, folks. If you like this, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Really looking forward to checking this one out. Stay safe out there. We'll talk to you later. Bye.